Well, this is not a picture I thought I'd be seeing anytime soon, if ever. Not only with the F1 official video game logo, but the 2020 version of it. 2 whole games in the past. But we're coming back to it now in 2023, March of 2023. To do something a little bit different for once. You know, it's been a while. I've taken a break from posting content and playing the game itself. I only recently restarted playing the game when me and one of my friends decided to do a co-op. Until then, I didn't have any plans to touch the official Formula 1 games at all, really. I mean, so much has been going on, but we're here and we're going to do a My Team. That's right, you heard that correctly. We are going to do an F1 2020 My Team, the first My Team that was brought out. And I don't recall making a video on 2020. I don't think I was doing YouTube at that time. I can't remember. I can check, but I can't really be bothered. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I think I was posting TikToks at the time, but not YouTube. But here we are. We're going to start a brand new My Team. And you can probably see in the top right, the logo. And it won't surprise anyone, considering that every My Team I've done so far, at least one of the seasons, I've gone with this team. But we are going to be doing a Porsche My Team career mode in 2020, in F1 2020, in 2023. Because F1 2022 is in shambles. Yeah, getting started then. We've got the team, we've got the name. We're going to just go for a pretty easy sponsor. I mean, the sponsor doesn't actually matter except for money, so we're just going to go for the max. The Ferrari engine's the best, so we'll go for that. And then teammate-wise, we have 1.1 mil to spend. So we have 3 options, and I think we have to do it. I think we have to. It's just a bit of fun. We're not doing this seriously, so we might as well. We might as well send in Nikita Mazepin as our teammate. This could be a very interesting season. And with that, the team's created, the livery selected. I can finally be number 22 again, and not have to be number 21, because Sonoda does not exist in the Formula 1 world yet. So, yeah, I can be number 22. I'm currently 21 at the moment, because 22 was taken. But now for the new game, if I do decide to purchase it, if people want me to do career modes and stuff, then I'd be happy to play it if they fix their game. But I'll get into some of that stuff in a couple of minutes. But I won't be able to run 21 either, because De Vries has nabbed 21. So that's a bit unfortunate, but there's nothing you can really do. Except from hope that one of them retires pretty damn quickly, or like, I don't want to say Sonoda loses his seat, because that's a bit selfish for a race number, but hopefully he loses his seat. I'm joking. Somewhat. Anyways, let's have a look at the... Oh! I forgot about this. The R&D tree was an actual tree. Like, actual R&D tree, and not 4 separate things. Why was this changed? There was no need for this to be changed. Look at that. It shows everything. When it's going to come, the failure chance, the cost, your current standings and everything. Why is that not in the current game? There's no need for them to change it. Oh, God. I always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I don't think EA and Codemasters have got that memo just yet, which is not fun, because this is just sick. I mean, I don't know why they had to remove it. It makes it so much easier. There you go. We're down there above AlphaTauri. We have the AI set to 90, because that's what I play at the moment. But I think that might have to get turned up quite quickly, because the AI aren't as stupidly overpowered in this. But we'll see how the first race goes. Yeah, we'll just see how the first race goes. Ooh, we can look at all of the old teams. Look at that. Vettel in a Ferrari, Sainz in a McLaren, Albon in the Red Bull, as well as then Renault and Racing Point. Kimi still here. Kvyat still here. Roman, Grosjean, and Antonio Giovinazzi also still here. Damn, throwback. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to do now except from get started. But like I said, yeah, F122 kind of in shambles at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate because they were doing so well. You know, the opening week, the AI were too overpowered. You thought, oh, they'll fix it. They never really fixed it. They never really fixed it at all. And that's just very unfortunate. It was such an easy fix. Just turn the power down. People did it with mods, but not everyone has access to mods. Not everyone wants to mod their game, because obviously if you mod your game, you can't play online. So, yeah. And then there's loads of other bugs that I can't even get into because there's just so many. I'll forget to list some. But it is a bit of an unfortunate situation. The car looks incredible. I can't lie, I've always just loved these Porsche racing liveries, you know, white, black with the red accents. They always just work so well. I've had one in every game since F1 2019, but at that time it was Porsche to replace, I think they replaced Mercedes when I did it in 2019, when I was just playing, you know, by myself. But we can get into round 1 of 10 here in Bahrain and see what we can do. Going into qualifying straight away, we're going to do a couple of push laps. There is actually, obviously, lean, standard and rich mix here, as well as, I think, the quali mix, I can't remember what they call it, and then the hot lap ERS. So that could be really interesting. It adds just a whole extra level of things to look out for, even in a game perspective. Because in a game, you're not doing what they always do in real life, where, you know, they're changing all the car settings midway through a lap and all that sort of stuff. So sometimes you're kind of sat here and you're like, you're driving, but all you're really controlling is ERS and DRS. So having the fuel in there as well, it makes it a bit more interesting. I mean, I know where they removed it because they removed it in real life as well. But it would have been nice for them to keep it for in the game maybe. But I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Pulling out of the pit lane for the first time. This is the first time I've driven one of these cars in, well, 3 years, so fingers crossed, eh? Oh god, it is a bit worrying. Right, here we go then, going through the final sector to finish off our first lap. It's looking pretty decent. The car feels incredible, it really does. I don't know whether that's just because I've been so used to the F122 model of car, or whether it just feels nice in general. I mean, there's so much more grip, then also so much less grip, all at the same time. But here we go, DRS open to finish off the lap. It's going to be a 1:28 with a purple sector 3, putting us only a 10th behind Ricardo. Norris slots himself in there. We're going to go for another couple of laps and see if we can do any improvements. Alright, here we go then. On our second lap, we're currently red, but we did lose a little bit of time in the final corner. So we might just make up enough to push us up a little bit further. That is going to be a half a 10th, if not less. We improved by half a 10th. That might help us in, I don't know where quali will end up, but that might help us gain an extra position. You never know.
Welcome to the 2020 Formula One World Championship. Here we are at the first race in what should be another thrilling season. I think the action this year will be very, very close. But as always with F1, you can never be too sure. Anyway, let's get started. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1, of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula One, and yet here they are, first ever race, looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez, Sainz, Norris, Leclerc, and Lance Stroll, Reed, Gasly, Esteban Ocon, and Albon, Kvyat, Russell, Nikita Mazepin, and Kevin Magnussen, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing, as we head to trackside for today's race.
Here we are then on the grid for the first time. Surrounded already, I can see the racing point on my right. Oh, this is going to be fun, I can already tell. We're in P11. We had an incredible quality. I think Mazepin ended up P16. So the car's decent. The car is very decent. Obviously, he's a rookie and he's AI programmed to be a rookie. I'm a rookie, but I think I have about 800 hours on the F1 game since 2019. So not really a rookie. And I'm really hoping my racing's improved since I last did an F1 career mode. I'll let you judge that. But, oh God, this could be risky. Anyways, here we are then on the grid to 5 red lights here in our Bahrain. We are underway. An incredible start. So much grip past Stroll and almost past Leclerc. Yes, past Leclerc. Alongside both McLarens getting towards turn 1. We're going to go round the outside of Ricciardo and Perez. Up into P6. A little bit of contact behind us. You can hear the bumping and the grinding of the metalwork, but nothing too major. Perez alongside us now heading up towards turn 4. Ricciardo getting himself involved. We outbrake Perez here, going very round turn 4 alongside still, but heading up towards turn 5. He backs off just enough to let us go through. We're going to be in P5 as it stands. A very, very good start, up 6 positions. I mean, granted, they were all battling and I just went round the outside of turn 1, and it works every single time. Coming towards the end of lap 1, then we're behind Vettel. We're going to use some rich mix. We didn't really underfuel the car like we normally would, because we can then push as much as we want on this rich mix. If there's a safety car, we can gain all of that back. We're going to go round Vettel here on the right hand side. He flashes his rear lights as we go round the right hand side, using a little bit of our overtake, keeping it in rich mix. We're going to outbrake him into T1, and he's going to have the outside line. We're going to just about manage to nick the position there, and he falls behind as we move up into P4 behind Verstappen. And that is textbook, really. End of lap 2 through towards sector 3. Now we've got to be very careful here. This corner will play a big part in the end of the race, whether we can actually catch anyone. But Verstappen ahead of us. We're going to... Oh, my finger's on it. Up to rich mix. Overtake being enabled. 60% ERS left. We're going to brake nice and late, trying to get as close behind Verstappen as we can. About 0.2 seconds now. DRS will be enabled now, so we will get it for the next straight, unless we overtake Verstappen before the detection zone. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get him and the detection. We're not going to get him, but we're definitely going to get the DRS as we go right up against his gearbox there. DRS to be enabled, to be used, pushing now as we go along Verstappen's left hand side towards turn 4, braking as late as we possibly can without losing too much time here. He's going to stay alongside. You can just about see the shadow as the proximity arrow falls back to white, and we move up into a podium position. This car is incredible already. Lap 4 towards lap 5. Some people will pit pretty soon now, I reckon. We've just got in Bottas's DRS. I just had our head down for the last lap or two, just trying to get close enough, because now we're within the DRS range. we might be able to get him before the pit stops. I mean, we're pitting on lap 6, so we're pitting next lap. No, we're pitting on lap 7, so we have 2 more laps as normal laps, and then the in lap. If we can get ahead of Bottas before then, that would be incredible. We will be able to keep close to him now, 0.5 seconds behind as we head up towards turn 4. That should keep our head down and get moving. Towards the end of lap 5, I believe Hamilton will probably pit this lap. He does. That gives Bottas some clean air ahead of him that he can now use to try and defend against us. We're going to box this lap as we push so fast. Rich mix and overtake, no ERS left as we move to the left hand side to kind of make Bottas send it or back off. He does with the latter. We went down to 4% ERS, I'm pretty sure, with Rich Mix, but we made the move and we made it stick, and that's what you love to see. Finishing off lap 6, the final lap on these soft tyres. We're going to drop our mix down, or we probably should drop our mix down as we pull towards the pit lane now. We're going to make sure we brake nice and early, save ourselves from a penalty. I'd rather be 20 kilometres under than get a penalty. Bottas behind, he's going to pit in, and we're going to just see what happens with him. It's not looking to be a great stop for him, which is very good for us. As we pull into our box, how quick is it going to be? It's a 2.2, but we forgot to put the clutch on. Oh, Jesus. I took it off too quickly and then didn't put it back on and pull off again. We're going to be out behind Hamilton, so not too bad, but he's going to be held up by Grosjean and by the traffic ahead of him for the next lap or two, depending on when they decide to pit. So we might just be able to catch up enough into his DRS. We'll just have to wait and see. We have 7 laps to go. Let's do it. Here we go. Lap 7, end of lap 7. We've got Bottas right behind us. So we're going to use our rich mix. We've got about half a lap of fuel extra left as we break into the final corners. Hamilton is being held up by Grosjean, but everyone's going to pit now. Hamilton's going to be left in open air. Mazepin pulls in the pits as well. We're going to be in P2. Hamilton 0.7 up the road. Bottas 0.4 behind. And now this is where it gets interesting, because we want to get past Hamilton as soon as possible, but we also don't, because if we do, we're going to have 2 people behind us, 2 Mercedes behind us, pushing for my position. Here we go, lap 10. Having a look around the outside, there's nothing we can really do, more out-braking ourselves than anything. We're going to be nice and close. He has a huge snap on the rear there. As we get DRS, we're going to go rich mix. We're going to use a bit of our ERS, try and go down the inside of turn 4 here. We managed to get it alongside him, just about avoiding contact as we go side by side. Keeping along his side as much as we possibly can. Just about managing to keep ourselves on the track as we dive down the inside of turn 7 and try and gain that position. Very nice battle from the both of us there. That was a good bit of fun. And we do take P1, and now we defend. Towards the end of the lap, we have Hamilton still behind us by 0.3 seconds, Bottas behind him. It might be time to start playing some games. Start playing some DRS chicken. We'll see what we can do as we pull towards the middle of the track. We're going to let off the throttle and let Hamilton go by. This seems like a really bad idea, but we're going to try and brake later than him. We've got the DRS definitely, and we get the position back. And now we can do the good old thing of just trying to pull away. He's going to lose a position to Bottas here. Bottas is flying behind us. He has a look down the left-hand side into turn 1. We might get DRS again here and the position. So we managed to keep P1 just about. He's alongside us, wheel to wheel, pretty damn close. We do get the DRS as he backs off. So he's actually screwed himself, but really helped us here. Really well. As we finish off the 11th lap, 3 at the line to go. We're going to have Bottas right behind once again. We move to the middle of the track, let him decide where he wants to go. He goes round the outside. We're going to brake late. The DRS is going to be ours. We just got through the detection zone. And it's just too easy. It's just too easy, man. You can't be playing these games with me. I will always take your DRS. And we pull back up the road. Oh, God. Going towards Sector 3 now on the 12th lap. Bottas, 0.7 behind me, having to be... Oh, Jesus. That was a moment and a half. And we've just lost 2 tenths, just like that. Oh, this is going to be very difficult. Because the car is very unstable through there. And I don't really know what we can do about that. Except from pray. But Bottas is going to be behind 0.4 seconds. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to have the straight line speed advantage. We may be able to get the DRS back on him as well as the position, but it's looking more like we're just going to get the DRS, but not the position. We do go around the outside of turn 1, just abusing the track limits as much as we possibly can. Side by side, front wheels alongside each other. He gets the position, but he won't have DRS. We're going to use as much of his slipstream as we can, blasting our ERS as we go around the outside of turn 4. He's going to still be there. We get a pretty bad exit as he goes alongside us in the same position we were against his teammate, but he backs out pretty quickly, and we keep the position just about. Rounding this corner for the penultimate time.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
That is good news. That is very good news. We've got Bottas behind, Hamilton behind him as we finish just about the second to last lap. 1 to go at the line. We've got Bottas behind the DRS. He's going to be flying. He's going to move to our left. We're going to pull right behind him as quickly as we possibly can. Just get the slipstream. Moving to the middle. Hamilton moves to the right. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. We dive down the inside. We get past Bottas and Hamilton outbrakes himself. Through we go. Keeping P1. Somehow we almost just nearly lost a podium by just risking it that much. We managed to keep not only the podium, not only P2, but P1. We managed to actually keep P1 as we go 3 wide into turn 1. Not much more of the circuit left. We've got about half a lap. Half a lap to hold the position to both Mercedes. What I'm going to do here, I think, is put the car into lean, try and keep them behind, and then into sector 3 we can put our car back into rich and just go to the end on rich, which is almost like the same amount of effect as using ERS. So we're going to put it back up to standard now, and then I think if we put it into rich pretty soon, maybe as we finish this corner, just this one right here, just to be safe. There we go, up into rich. We're now going to try and pull as much as we possibly can using all of our ERS left. We've got 10% in the tank, going down to the orange numbers. Around the final corner we go. Hamilton and Bottas battling for P2 as we manage to go ahead and we take P1 here in Bahrain in our first race.
You worked hard for that one.
Whew.
Congratulations.
What a race it was. Holy. Incredible performance. Gaining loads of positions by the end of the first couple of laps. Sticking with it, trying to keep the car under control, just about managing to do so. And then defending the positions like an absolute god. You would not believe it if I told you that happened. Well, you would, because there's video evidence. P1.
Inside,
Bam.
outside, cutting underneath. We saw it all today. And it's really nice to see a Grand Prix won in that manner. A race, surely, that will satisfy the purists today, I think.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula 1.
And there you have it. Race number 1 on F1 2020. I have to say, I did very much enjoy myself. I did really enjoy myself. You know, that whole time I had a huge smile on my face, and it's rare these days that a game gives that to me, because there's just been so many disappointing games that have come out recently, including F1 22 itself. F1 22 felt more like a chore than anything, especially when you were recording it, because it was almost like I didn't necessarily have a choice in the matter. I mean, I obviously did, but it was either I make content on F1 2020 or I don't make content, but I enjoy the games that I play, but then I can't make content on other things because other games just don't do well. The only game that I've managed to upload which has done just as well as F1 22 and 21 was F1 2013 with an F1 22 mod. That was a great video. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I want to do more. I will definitely do more. I also want to do a video on F1 23 wishlist. I did one for F1 22, so I might as well do another one. I've got a sticky note like on my desktop that's about 45 lines long. But yeah, that has been the Bahrain Grand Prix on F1 2020. I hope to see you next time. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know by dropping a like, commenting on anything, just to let me know that you want me to do more of this. Because if you want me to do more, I'm so down to do more. And I'm hoping as well at some point, maybe in F1 22, if not F1 23, if my friend is up for it, to do F1 co-op, but uploading it, which could be quite interesting. But it also means we have to be a little bit more careful on the racing and not what's the word? What can I say on YouTube without getting shouted at? Not Verstappen each other and to the AI and use game exploits to make ourselves feel better. Alright, I'll see you out next time in China.